Film Pulse is supported by the kind donations from listeners like you. Please consider subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/filmpulse for just $1 a month and help keep the podcast on the air. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Going balls out in the lumberyard.
Watching the Grunion Pro Magi. If you're listening to this, don't even waste your time.
Hello, welcome to Ryan Watches Movie. This is episode number 253. My name's Adam Patterson. We're joined by Kevin Rakestraw. How are you, Kevin?
Doing pretty good.
We're also joined by Mr. Ryan Holes. How are you? I like that. I like that answer. It's like you turned the response into like the most shrugged response ever. Just like you couldn't even be bothered.
I can't help but it comes out sometimes.
Sometimes I just sound like I don't give a shit about anything in the world.
It's how it happens.
It just comes out that way.
Never know what you're gonna get.
I really am at that point where I don't care about almost everything.
His level of cynicism has grown to the point where he just nothing. He's gone full on nihilist.
He's a full-on nihilist.
I believe in nothing.
Damn, that is
it's dark.
Except Donald Trump. That was also sarcastic.
It's still some sarcasm.
I love the sarcasm too, because
still get the sarcasm.
Really hard to detect in that tone of voice. The sarcasm.
It is really difficult.
All right, what movie do we have you watch this week?
Kuso. This just came out on Shudder last week, I think. So let's talk about this movie. I have a synopsis here. Events unfold after a devastating earthquake in Los Angeles. This is directed by Flying Lotus. And Ryan, we'll start it with you. What's your take on this movie? I have no idea what I watched. I know what I saw on my little boy it happened, any of it. And then at the end I saw Harold Burton's name, and instantly I was like, oh, it's like a show he's on, it doesn't make any sense at all. It didn't get me at all. There were people, there was a fucking boil that sucked a dick and got semen all over it and was apparently happy about it. There was a little Asian, I guess, child that had a baby or was pregnant, and there were subtitles at the beginning that one girl jerked that guy off, and they did a close-up of all the images on her face, and it was like very optimized for sound.
Optimized for sound.
Did you watch this?
I did. I saw it.
All right. Well, do you know what I'm talking about?
Sure. You mean the sound of her jerking him off?
Afterward, like when
she's rubbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they added like kind of gross squishing sound effects, and she's like wiping her face with his semen.
And she's enjoying it. And she also has a goiter. And there's a tree that looks like an asshole.
It sounds like you're just making shit. Just cool. Is this Mapips? Did you do a Mapips?
Possible. Please tell me what all this was all about.
I can't tell you. I don't really know. I really don't know.
It sounds like instead of doing his normal run through, you gave him a script that was just Mad Libs, and then he just had to pick words.
This movie feels like it was created with a Mad Lib, really.
Yeah, it does.
So
Nothing happens in order. It's all over the place.
Mm-hmm. So there's the asshole tree.
What's that all about?
Well, you see, Ryan, what the asshole represents, and is it in the trunk? Because the placement of the asshole on the tree is really significant and important. So I need to know where the asshole is.
I don't even know that it's a tree, honestly. It's in the forest, but it's like kind of. It just looks like sort of this alien blob thing.
Okay.
But there's like all these other kind of weird items around it. And basically, with that segment, it's this. I guess he's a kid. He looks like he's about 45 years old. I don't know how old he's supposed to be.
Yeah, I was very confused on ages all throughout this.
Hung up on those ages. And this guy goes to school, and then he leaves school, and he takes a shit on the ground, and he picks up his shit, and then he rubs it on the asshole tree.
Okay.
And it causes the asshole tree to, I guess, sort of grow into a sort of a person. And then eventually there's like a human head in there. And then he starts rubbing his shit on the face of the person that grows out of that.
Okay.
And then
it's like a knot, like a tree knot.
Right.
But there's a person inside of it.
All right, I'm really confused about.
Oh, don't worry.
At first, it was an asshole, and then the asshole was not on the tree. And now it's a knot with a person inside of it.
It's like a knot on a tree, but it moves. It's like it like pulsates, so it's like living. And the way that it's colored, it's kind of like pinky flesh colored, so it looks like an asshole.
Okay.
It does. It looks like a butthole.
All right. Gotcha. Interesting. So wait, how's that play into the goiter thing?
Everybody has really bad skin issues.
Everybody. Are some people zombies?
Nah, I don't think they're zombies. I think that they're mutated from the earthquake, I think.
Which does happen.
I mean, Flying Lotus, I saw an interview with him, and they asked him, like, I think it was the first question, what the hell is this movie all about? And he said it's about the ugliness in people. And it's about bringing out, it's a movie about if everyone's ugliness became external.
Yeah. But who's he interacting with? That the ugliness that he would think that comes out is people shitting in the woods and rubbing feces on an asshole that's in a tree. Like, that doesn't really seem like.
Well, and that's just one of the segments. Like, it jumps, like Ryan said, it's told in sort of a non-linear way. It just randomly jumps around to these different characters. So there's that one, and I don't know what the hell his mom is trying to feed him, but it looks disgusting. It looks like he's eating maggots and gravy every day.
Yeah, I thought there. At one point, someone eats a cockroach.
Yeah, someone eats a live cockroach, and they show it like really close up, and it is disgusting. It looked real. I don't know if it was real for sure, but it looked very real.
No.
Everything else is fake. Like the penises, when you see them ejaculating everywhere, they're all fake. There's like vomiting and stuff, and that's all fake. They're shitting. So like a lot of it's fake, but that one thing, I was like, ugh.
There's one dude.
That is disgusting.
There's one guy that's afraid of tits. That's how they put it in the movie.
Okay.
So he goes to the doctor and lets the doctor shit on him.
Well,
Get rid of his fear.
It should be noted that the guy that's afraid of the tits is played by a Flying Lotus, and the doctor shitting on him is George Clinton. who is almost unrecognizable in his role. He has this like comb over and he wears glasses and he's clean shaven, and you just when you see him you're just like, what? Because you don't even recognize. I didn't recognize that it was George Clinton until he started talking.
I didn't know that's what it was until he said that.
But how does that play into the ugliness that comes out? Like,
I don't know. So this guy's afraid of breasts. He has like this extreme phobia when it comes to tits. And George Clinton plays this unlicensed doctor who has the ability to cure him of it, and he doesn't necessarily shit on him. It turns out that there's this like kind of giant roach type creature. It almost looks like a crawdad. That's what it looks like. It looks like a crayfish.
Oh boy.
And it comes out of his asshole, and then
Yes, it does. Where else would it reside?
So
honestly,
and then what you have to do is you tear off one of its antenna and then drink the fluid that comes out of its torn off antenna, and then you're cured of whatever your illness you have or whatever phobia you have.
Also of note, the nurse that helps him is she a porn star?
I don't know.
Because her boobs are giant.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know.
All that makes no sense to me.
The nurse with the giant boobs doesn't make sense to you?
No, the whole movie makes no sense.
That is true.
Almost like halfway through, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I almost turned it off. Yeah, but then I didn't. I got to see the ejaculating on the boil at the end.
It was a trachea. Her trachea mutated and developed a personality.
Okay.
And it was able to talk, and it had a British accent.
Okay.
And then the trachea
suck some dude's
the guy.
Oh my god.
Did you notice Tim Heidecker in there? He was in there.
I did. When I heard some of the voices, I made think twice now. I looked them up afterwards.
Yeah, this feels very Tim and Eric-esque to me. It's definitely got that Tim and Eric vibe to it. He plays this kind of creepy stalker type guy who comes up through this girl's toilet after she shits on his face, of course. That's pretty great. I think of all the segments, that was my favorite one, the one with Tim Heidecker and the girl and Hannibal Buress. Yeah. Because mostly because I liked the way that did the costumes for those characters. Hannibal Buress' character, the trans-dimensional roommates.
Yeah.
I thought that looked cool.
The girl is the two roommates that apparently killed other roommates she used to have.
Well, apparently they killed her mom too.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Damn.
But they're not like their faces are like TV screens from 1950, and they have like colon parentheses for a smiley face. It's like watching the Emoji Movie.
Exactly. It sounds exactly
it's like the Emoji Movie,
but a poop emoji.
There is a poop emoji, so.
Is there?
Sure.
So it's essentially the same thing.
I think so. I would say that the Emoji Movie totally ripped off of Kuso.
Damn.
Now, I imagine that you noticed Anders Holm in there as well. The guy, because I know you're a big Workaholics fan.
Yeah.
I wish I was inside your head for that process. So you are or are not an Anders Holm fan?
I like him, yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't really
wasn't
do
quite-
anything in this movie.
He probably shits on something, though, right?
No, he's a teacher. He plays a teacher in the segment with the kid that has the giant face boil and the asshole tree.
What the
Okay.
hell
Yeah,
were
Sure.
the subtitles?
What?
What's that new segment?
Yeah.
What was that all about?
I have no idea. It was like a woman. She was like trapped. She was like held prisoner somewhere, and then she escaped, and then somehow somebody else was like grew out of her, or maybe connected to her in some way,
Mm-hmm.
and then that person ripped off of her, like tore herself off. I have no idea what that one was all about.
It was weird because the whole movie's in English, but that particular part is subtitles.
Is it still in English, but it's just subtitled?
Nah, it's in
No.
Japanese.
Okay.
Very strange. All right, so what did you think of this movie?
I hated
Oh no,
I did not see
Hated
that
it.
I
coming.
was very confused all around. There were dicks and shit. All kinds of gross stuff. I didn't like it at all.
Hmm. Now, are you familiar with the work of Flying Lotus?
No.
No. Kevin, are you familiar with the work of Flying Lotus?
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And what's your take? Are you a fan of his stuff?
I'm a bit like in the middle.
Yeah, me
There's
too.
stuff that I like, and others.
Now, I take
I
it.
haven't listened to a lot of his like most recent stuff,
Uh-huh.
though. I haven't heard that.
Well, I don't think he's made anything for a while. I don't think he released because
Oh, really?
I think he's been focused almost completely on this movie for like the last 2 years. He
Alright.
he did Fuck You, which I know you saw
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah, and I like that.
He did the music for
That was
that,
quite
and I
good.
think that was really, other than the music obviously for Kuso, I'm not sure that he's done any music stuff.
Yeah.
Ryan, you should
Yeah.
check out a short film called Fuck You.
I saw it on IMDb. I was very confused. What's that all about?
Hard to say, really.
That stuff. Stuff in there. Some weird stuff, some creepy stuff. That kind of thing.
I
Just
can
it's light on penises and shit and anuses, I think, though. I don't remember too much of that.
It's pretty bizarre, though. I mean, I can read you the synopsis here. It says, with the ability to travel in time, a lonely girl finds love and comfort by connecting with her past self. Eventually faced with rejection, she struggles with her identity and gender, and as time folds onto itself, only one of them can remain.
No. Sounds like a mind fuck.
You're a big fan of it.
I would say it's probably mindfuck, maybe.
Yeah, but you also got to keep in mind that the synopsis, like what you actually see in the film,
Nah, it's nothing. I don't remember that
It's
at
not
all.
does not make sense. Like if you were to not tell me that synopsis,
Yeah.
and I was to watch Fuck You, and then you would say, "Hey, do you think that it's about this?" I'd be like, "No, probably not."
Yeah, I don't see that at all.
I didn't get that.
So Flying Lotus, the director, he goes by Steve as his director name. This is his first and only film that he's done. He hasn't done anything else. Like we said, he's a musician. He makes a lot of I like a lot of his stuff. It's good. He's a hip hop guy. But as far as going over his filmography, this is it. I mean, this is his first project, which he really he did everything with this movie. He was in it, wrote it, directed it. He
He probably had to. No one else knew what the fuck was happening.
Well, he did fund it himself. He put up all of the money for this movie, so he's a producer. He's not listed as a producer, but I think that most of the funding came from him.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, he did pretty much everything in this, but
And you said this was released on a website?
It was released on Shudder, the streaming.
Okay.
It's the streaming horror movie service, which
So that makes it about as bad as straight to DVD.
no, I don't think so. I think that Shudder has a lot of interesting things. I mean, they just recently started doing these exclusives, and I think they've all been interesting. Now, I didn't like Kuso either. Don't get me wrong, but I think that it's better than like just some straight to DVD forgettable garbage. Because this one you're gonna remember it for better or worse. This is a memorable movie. It's unique. There's no movie like this, so you have to at least give it that. I think.
I guess so.
They have a pretty prominent street team here in New York. Because when I walk around, I see posters for this. They've been stenciling the Kuso logo on the sidewalks in spray paint. And I've been like seeing it everywhere.
Spoiler alert, I don't like this at all.
Well, I don't think it's a spoiler. You already said you didn't like it. You said you hated it.
You said that at the top of the show, but
Come
on, Mikey. Stick with it.
Don't misuse the spoiler alert term, Ryan. Let's take a look at Letterboxd and see how people are reacting to this on Letterboxd. This is a new thing. We started it last week, but it wasn't like I tried it. But I was thinking, like, rather than look at just like the score on Rotten Tomatoes, that it would be more fun to take a look at Letterboxd and see how people are rating it there.
Right.
This has an average rating of 3 out of 5. There's actually 20 people that gave this a 5-star rating.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Looks like this got 53 3.5-star ratings. So that was the most. Let's see. Let's look at some highlights here. Andre DeNervo says, one of the most intriguing fucked up film experiences of the 21st century. Strange doesn't even begin to describe it. Say that's probably true. We have our own review for this up on the site as well, so you can check it out. Their new guy Chris reviewed it. He didn't like it. Nah, that's a spoiler.
It makes no sense to me.
What, this movie?
Yeah, it's.
Did it make sense? What if it did make sense, Ryan? Would you be 100% on board then? With all the shit and the anuses and the...
There was just like one scene that tied everything together and made it all coherent.
What if it was an adaptation of Jason and the Argonauts, but it just ended up being they just randomly placed, anuses and people taking shits, and
what if
boils and gore and all that kind of thing? Would you be into it then?
No.
What if
Okay.
the final scene of the movie was Jessica Biel waking up in bed and going, "Whoa, what a weird dream," and then the credits roll?
That would really fucking irritate me.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and give you a drum roll on this. What do you give Kuso?
1.
1 out of 10.
Sorry, Hannibal.
It's just his voice, though. I mean, he's not actually in it. So now you say sorry,
No,
Hannibal.
man.
You say sorry, Hannibal. You don't say sorry to anybody else that was in this. So are you?
Sorry to some of the people I know that are in this that I like otherwise.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I'm surprised somebody like Tyler the Creator wasn't in this. I feel like he's just everywhere these days.
It does seem like something. he would show
It
up in.
seems like it'd be a perfect vehicle for him. It's got that Adult
Maybe he's
Swim
working on
vibe.
it. He's working on his own, maybe.
Well, he has a show coming out on
It'll probably be
Viceland.
better. It'll probably be better.
It's like it's not. It's like How Things Work with Tyler the Creator. Like I don't know what the name. I can't remember the name of it, but basically he goes around and finds stuff he likes, and then goes and sees how that stuff is made.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
No, I'll be checking it out. I think it premieres August 3rd or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be giving that a poke.
Get back to me.
Any final thoughts on Kuso before we close it out for the week, Ryan?
No.
No, that's a flat out no.
Mindfuck.
Mindfuck.
I want my tagline to be just the word "what" question mark.
Normally, I
Well,
would
you-
say no. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make my own tagline. But for
Yeah,
this time,
could-
I might consider it.
Just do a what and then the rest of it afterwards. That's the compromise. I'm the mediator here, okay? That's what we're going to do. We're going to do a what, question mark, ... and the thing that Adam comes up with.
Fetuses ejaculate triggers. What?
Mm-mm. I like the poster for this, by the way. It's a good poster. All right, I think that's going to do it for this week. Thank you so much for listening. You can send us your questions and topics to podcast@filmpulse.net. You can follow us on Twitter @FilmPulseNet, @FilmPulseKevin, and @MyLegsDon'tWork. And if you have a minute, take a look at our Patreon page, patreon.com/FilmPulse. Consider helping us out by becoming a subscriber. For Kevin Rakestraw and Ryan Holes, my name's Adam Patterson. We'll see you next week.
Say hello.